Hello and welcome to the Profitable Farmer. My name is Jim Kurtz with Harvest Harmonics, and it's been a crazy year. It's only 11 days into 2022, and we're already just jumping into new countries that for the first timers. We got Morocco on board. We got Spain today. We have more farmers. The UK is coming on board. We got guys in Belgium coming on board. And that's just the new countries, right? We have other countries, obviously here in the United States, we have a lot more farmers jumping on board now as well. In fact, I've already talked to at least 10 guys in California and some of the biggest winemakers and biggest fruit and vegetable producers in the world. And I'm not going to disclose that because, frankly, they've asked me with non-disclosure agreements not to mention their name. But just suffice to say that we have a lot of very big farms and very big deals, and all the small guys too. Look, I try to take care of everybody in the same way. I think I love the small guys with an acre, 2 acres, as much as I like the big guys with, tens of thousands of acres. And I want to help everybody I can. Now, today's episode, I wanted to talk to you about some specialty crops that we haven't seen. The number one question we get above any and everything else, it's not how our technology works. It's not what is this. It's not how much does it cost. The main question we get is, do you have any results in, and then insert crop name here, right? Do you have any results in tomatoes? I say, yeah, we have all kinds of results in tomatoes, and I show them this farm and that farm and this farm and that farm. Okay, good. Do you have any results in melons? And say, oh yeah, we have melons. Let me show you. This is watermelons, casabas, grapes, this type of melon, that type of melon. We got all these different melons, right? Okay, great. Do you have results in pecans? Well, we have results in pistachios and with walnuts and with almonds. Okay, yeah, but do you have anything in pecan specifically? And then you say, okay, good. No, yeah, we have these 3 pecan growers using it. Okay, yeah, but they're in Texas and they're in California. I'm over here in Georgia. Do you have any guys in Georgia? And I think there's this. There's a somewhat valid reason for this question, and that is because every growing region is a little different. So it provides different challenges, different kind of things to watch out for, right? So a pecan grower in Georgia, for example, might have different issues with those trees, with the crops, than a pecan grower in Texas, right? The guys in Georgia may be worried about funguses and mold and those types of things. The guys in Texas may be worried about salt content in the soil or drought conditions or difficulties with irrigation. And guys in California may have completely different issues. So in this episode, I want to show you some things, show you some of the different results, but I want to show you why this technology is getting results everywhere. Okay, this is a technology that is really handling the core of all crops everywhere. And I want to show you why this technology is the next jump forward in terms of improvement in quality and quantity of yields and improvement in overall plant and soil health as well. Because we're not just trying to handle these little individual problems. And I want to invite you at the end of this to jump on board. If you don't see the crop that you grow here in this presentation, it doesn't mean that we haven't had results in it. But more importantly, if you don't see crops that we haven't gotten to yet, because again, this is a 2-year-old product, this is relatively new in the marketplace, even though it's producing amazing results everywhere. I want to invite you guys to jump on board and become part of part of the testing group, the people that are showcasing these results on these crops. Because not only do we, of course, guarantee that you're going to get results, and we're going to allow you special opportunities that other guys are not going to have once the first guys jump on board. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I want to obviously offer you guys the opportunity. If you have questions about what we're doing, who we are, what we're doing, or specific things as I go through a quick presentation here, please put them in the comments. I would love to put them in the chat here. I would love to talk with you and answer those questions here in the broadcast. But let me just show you, first of all, I want to show you the keynote of this technology, why it's so effective, why it's working so well. And then we can kind of get into deeper detail here. So I think we got here. There we go. So first of all, our mission is not to sell product. It's not to make a lot of money. We know that those things are going to happen anyway once we prove ourselves and once we achieve our real mission, which is to help every human being on this planet eat healthier, better quality fruits, better quality vegetables for everybody. Now, in terms of the technology itself, and this is what I was alluding to earlier, okay? The technology itself is based upon a very key note in biology. And really, it's a deep understanding of how life in general works, right? Every living thing on this planet, I don't care if you're a human, a bird, an insect, a fish, even a plant, even funguses really have some form of metabolism, right? They convert one form of energy to another. Now, the second keynote of this is those processes by which an organism or a living thing can take one form of energy and convert it to something else operates according to a very set pattern of frequencies. Now, there's a new branch of science, or relatively new branch of science in the last 30 years called biophysics. And that branch of science is utilizing the laws of physics to directly measure and stimulate biological functions. In this case, of course, in plants. Now, it just happens to be the case that plants, when they're very healthy, and I'll show you a picture here of a sunflower, when plants are very healthy and they're producing lots of flowers, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, and everything is in good quality, those plants operate according to a very set frequency pattern. It's not just a random bunch of different processes that just occurred haphazardly. In fact, plants and living things operate very similarly to an engine in a truck. Like if you have a V8 engine in a truck, right, it has 8 cylinders, right? And those cylinders are programmed and timed very exactly so that as one cylinder rotates, it stimulates the next one and the next one and the next one. And when all those cylinders are timed well, that engine is going to produce a lot of power. It's going to be very efficient in terms of its use of fuel, and it's going to be, give you the power energy that it needs to move you forward in your truck. And it allows you to do all kinds of stuff like haul stuff and everything else. However, when those cylinders are not timed right, those cylinders aren't operating according to the timing that it's supposed to be at, then that engine starts to get really clanky. It loses a lot of power. It starts to use up a lot more fuel, and it doesn't produce the energy and power that you need to drive your vehicle, right? In terms of a plant, that photosynthesis is that energy production, that energy, that engine, if you will, of the plant. So when those processes of absorbing nutrients and absorbing water and absorbing and utilizing the sunlight, when those processes are out of sync or out of alignment with each other, then that plant is not going to generate anywhere near the amount of energy that it otherwise could. So here we have a picture of a healthy flower where the energy patterns, as you see on the bottom here, are all nice and aligned and they're in a nice organized fashion. But what happens when that same flower is under some kind of stress, in this case, a heat stress, right? Well, the biological functions get thrown out of whack and they're out of time with each other. And that causes the overall pattern of its energy production to sort of get jaggedy and irregular. Now, from a practical standpoint, what that means is that plant is not generating the energy that it should during photosynthesis because the biological processes are thrown out of sync by heat stress or sometimes insect pressure or funguses or other factors, right? So what our system is doing, and the key breakthrough of this technology is we're able to reinforce and keep that system in tune, keep that natural organization in tune so that that plant is producing energy on a consistent basis throughout the season, even in hot conditions or cloudy conditions or cold conditions, which would otherwise shut down or slow down photosynthesis in a plant. Our Kiminasi plant booster technology is keeping that plant going at a very consistent high rate throughout the whole season. Now, from that alone, we can probably recoup 30 to 50% of the overall energy that a plant could produce in the course of a season that's being lost right now because those plants are not efficient. And no amount of fertilizer or pesticides or other inputs external to the plant is going to make that plant more efficient. Currently, before the Kiminasi plant booster, the only 2 ways to improve plant production was increase fertilizer or increase inputs to sort of push those nutrients at the plant, or genetic modifications or different hybrid technologies where you're actually adjusting the DNA of the plant itself to try to get more efficiency. With the Kiminasi plant booster, we're able to improve the efficiency of these processes without altering the DNA and without adding more fertilizer or pesticides. Now, the second key breakthrough of this, the first key breakthrough of this technology is utilizing the Kiminasi plant booster technology. We're able to take the frequency patterns of healthy, productive plants and directly introduce them to unhealthy or less or more stressed plants and allow those unhealthy or stressed plants to recover their vigor. That's been discovered and it's been proven hundreds and hundreds of times in our laboratories that we were able to do this. Second key breakthrough of our technologies, we're utilizing water. We're not putting big speakers in the middle of the field. We're actually programming microtransmitters with those correct 3,000 frequencies of the Kiminasi technology. And we're allowing the irrigation system that a farmer is using to carry the signals created by the transmitters from the source, from the device, all the way to the plants. And so you don't need some giant setup or external power source or anything else. This is a self-contained unit that operates almost like an input because it's making the plant super efficient in terms of its organization and utilization of nutrients, water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. And as a result, of course, plants are growing stronger, healthier, and faster than they ever have before, and they're producing more fruits and vegetables than was usually considered possible or probable, given the simplicity of it. In a simplistic way, though, our technology is super simple to use. Now, we are not magnets. I want to make that clear. We're not magnet technology. We have nothing to do with magnets. This is a totally different system, a different technology. Nothing good or bad about magnet technology. I just want to make sure that we're not confused with that. In a simple way, though, as a practical matter for your farmer, all you really have to do is install our device to your pump or water source like you see here, or we have pre-made pipe fittings like you see on the right, and that allows you to just plumb them right into your line. And then every time you water your crops, you're effectively boosting the metabolism and keeping that metabolism in its optimum state throughout the season. The two key factors that our technology does is to improve photosynthesis, as I mentioned earlier, especially in those cloudy or hot days, and improve soil health with microbial activity in the soil as well. Now, again, when you can improve soil health and you can improve photosynthesis efficiency at the same time, you're going to have powerhouse plants that are producing tremendous results. In fact, some of the results that we've seen, as I'll show you here in a second, I'm just going to kind of fly through these. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one of these, but we've had citrus seedlings that are growing twice as fast, from 1-year-old seedlings that are outgrowing 2-year-old seedlings that have been untreated. We're seeing nursery applications where, again, we're doubling the growth speed of these nursery plants. We're seeing, and I'm not going to go into the testimonials with Mr. Reed.
System.
Sorry, I'm not going to go into that particular right now. I'm not going to do testimonials today. But, double the growth rate and vigor of broccoli plants, double the production of pepper plants in greenhouses. Increasing the overall improvement in quality of the tomatoes by 100% with no pesticides used. 25% increase in melon production and less presence of minor fly. 27% increase in artichoke production with less nematodes in the soil. 3 times more vigor in corn. We're actually seeing corn plants that are 14 feet tall. And then this picture doesn't show it, but I'll show you in a second here what that looks like. Reduction in insect infestations. Now, we're not a pesticide. We do not harm insects. We don't harm pollinators. We don't harm the insects. What our system does is make that plant so healthy that its natural biochemical responses against predatory insects is improved, and those insects go elsewhere. They actually avoid treated fields. And that's the agronomy report that we showed you there. Now, with yield, we're seeing huge differences. I mentioned the corn here, 72% extra production in corn and fodder corn. And you see these corn plants are like 14-foot tall corn plants. These guys, we had them stand in front of the corn plants because there's really no way to get a concept unless you compare it to the size of a man. This guy's like 5'8", 5'9", and we're talking like they're doubling the height there as well. And we're seeing buds that are indicating 2 ears of corn per plant too, which has been unheard of in a regular basis. I mean, sometimes you get 2 or 3% of corn stalks will get that second ear, but both those ears will be small, right? With Kiminasi, we're expecting full-size ears on both of those corns, and as a significant percentage. Of course, as we finish this trial and finish our other corn farmers, we're going to be giving you the data on that as well. Grape improvements in nutrient absorption is evidence on this grape farm. Now, this grape farmer, interestingly enough, made almost $12,000 per hectare more with Kiminasi. And the reason why is because not only did he produce, it says 7%. That was in 44 days. Over the course of a whole season, it wound up being like 23%, I believe. But in addition to the extra yield, he got $1.80 versus $1.46. So he's increasing his yield, his dollar amount because of the better quality by 30 cents a pound. I mean, just imagine getting more money for your fruit and vegetables. So if you have any kind of specialty crops, whether it's cherries, grapes, any kind of berries, I mean, you're going to get more money for your crops because it's going to be a better quality as well. This case study was on grapes down in Peru, different area of Peru, and this was a 50% increase in yield in a drought condition. There was 30% less water available in this region this year. All the other regions decreased their production by about 30%, and ours increased by 58%. So the entire swing versus control was about a 75% differential in terms of yield in drought conditions. So again, when you have drought conditions like they have in California right now, or you have other stress factors that are making it difficult to keep your yield up and keep your quality up, the Kiminasi Plant Booster is going to really help you with that. And I can go on and on, guys. Again, got testimonials here. Again, you can go to our website, our YouTube channel for the testimonials, or we have them on our Facebook channel as well. Feel free to check those out. 49% increase in yield there on virtually every crop we're testing this on. We're seeing, testimonials and results. Now, what I wanted to get at here before I kind of continue is sort of a call to action. If you have seen this, if you've seen all these different crops and you're thinking to yourself, well, I didn't see pecans in there. You have results in pecans. I want to let you know that we've gotten results on every crop we've tested this on. There hasn't been a single crop where we really have failed to see a result on this. So if you're wondering if you can get the same results on the crops that you're growing that you're seeing here, the answer is yes. If the plant or tree or whatever it is utilizes photosynthesis, our system will improve yield and improve quality. And so there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that we're going to have a success. But I invite all of you guys to try this out yourself. If you guys want to see this work, at the end of the day, the reality is no matter how many results I show you in a particular crop, how many other farmers are using it, how many university trials we have, at the end of the day, you're going to want to see this on your farm. To be really convinced and to really understand and know that this technology works and it really is the future of farming, you have to see these results on your farm. You can't just take other people's word for it. That comes to a point where, okay, yeah, enough people are using it, enough people say it works. Okay, now I'll try it. I have more confidence in it. At the end of the day, though, you're still going to want to see it on your farm. So if you've got 100 acres, 200 acres, 10,000 acres, whatever it is, even 5 acres, if you want to see this in action, we have a number of different programs that allow you to try this technology for yourself and see the results for yourself. At the end of the day, though, how much money can you make if we increase your yield by 20, 30, 40, 50%? I mean, I have farmers making $20,000 an acre, $12,000 an acre, $17,000 an acre, $47,000 an acre. I mean, it really depends on the kind of crop you have. But if I'm increasing your yield by 20, 30, 40%, and I'm increasing the quality for that plant so that you're getting better quality as well, not only will you make more money just by selling your product, but you can also get a premium price for it. And that sometimes is really missed. Now, for the small farmers who may be looking at some of the big farms we have on board and going, well, I'm just a little guy, I only have 5 acres, I only have 10 acres. Keep in mind, like, the small farmers have a lot more to gain with this technology than the big farmers do, because the small farmers are usually going and selling their product directly to the public, right? They're selling them at CSAs, at farmers markets, at local venues. And because they're selling it to the people that the consumer itself, the consumers recognize quality. Sometimes when you're doing through a wholesale or commercial, the packing houses may just pay you by the weight. They may not give you a huge premium, right, if you're selling these big lots that the big growers are. But the small guys, if you guys are growing and selling directly to consumers, the consumers are going to pay attention. They're going to notice that your fruit's sweeter, that your fruit is sweeter, that your vegetables look healthier, and that everything looks better. It's greener, it's more nutritious. You feel better when you eat it. They're going to give you a premium price, and you're going to be able to charge more. Maybe you charge 50 cents a pound more. Maybe you charge $1 a pound more. I mean, that by itself might increase your profitability by 20, 30, 40%, even if you didn't increase your yield whatsoever. Now you add the yield increases that you can get, and assuming you can sell it all, of course, now you could be talking about 50, 60% more profit this year than you did in the previous year. So I've talked to enough farmers to know that you guys work your butts off. You guys work really hard. And it's about time that you start seeing that work pay off for you. And we want to help you with that. So if you have questions or you want to see how you can get this on your farm, again, I don't really care at this point if you just want to try a small section of your farm just to see the results, or if you want to just jump in and really maximize your opportunity to make more money with this. Give me a call at 727 324-6750. I want to help you become part of the profitable farmers that we're seeing using Kiminasi Plant Booster. And my goal is to get at least 10,000 farmers this year using this technology, because I know that many farmers is going to have a huge impact to all the people eating their fruits and vegetables. And I want you guys to be making more money while you do that, while you provide that better quality food. So join us at the Kiminasi, at the Harvest Harmonics, table here. Let's all produce better quality food, and let's make more money while you're doing it, so you can help others eat healthier and you can make more money too. I look forward to helping all of you guys be profitable farmers in 2022. Give me a call and let's work it out, and I'll talk to you very soon. Have a good day.